Hi everyone! For today's lesson, we would be able to discuss topics under mathematical logic. So we have two objectives to follow for today. Number one, we would be able to illustrate propositions. Number two, we would be able to perform different types of operations on proposition. So let us define first what is logic. It is defined to be a system of reasoning based on conditions of validity. Under logic, we have propositions. A proposition is a declarative statement that is either true or false but not both. A proposition is commonly denoted with variables P, Q, and R. And take note that we could also use small letters in denoting proposition. Now, let us learn how to identify proposition. The statement, "Today is Friday," is an example of a proposition. But when we say, "Thank God, it's Friday," this statement is not a proposition because it is neither true or false. A triangle has three sides. This is another example of a proposition. But when we say, "How many sides does a triangle have?" is not a proposition since this is not a declarative statement. Another one. When we say 3x minus 4 equals 2, when x is equal to 2 is an example of a proposition. But when we say 3x minus 4 equals 2, this statement is not a proposition since it is neither true nor false until there will be an assigned value for the x variable. Another one, we also have all Filipinos love to sing. This is an example of a proposition. But when we say he loves to sing is not a proposition because the statement there, the pronoun is used and it was not identified. Now, let us identify which of the following statement is an example of a proposition. Statement number 1 and statement number 4 are only statements under proposition. Number 1, New York is the capital city of USA, and 3 minus 2 equals 1 is also a proposition. Items 2, 3, and 5 are not under proposition. Proposition is subdivided into two. So we have simple and compound proposition. When we say simple proposition, it is a single declarative statement, one that does not contain another proposition. When we say compound proposition, it is a combination of a simple propositions. So let's focus on compound proposition. Before that one, let us discuss first negation. When we say negation, it is the denial of a given proposition. It is an operation which, when applied, changes the truth value of the given proposition. Example, this is the symbol for proposition. Other books use this one as the symbol for negation, and that is read as not P. The word not indicates negation, and the symbol for that one, take note, are these two. Example, the water is cold. Let us negate the statement, the water is cold. So, we have now the water is not cold. Or, the water is hot. Or, we could say that it is not the case that the water is cold. When we say conjunction, it is a compound proposition that combines two simple propositions called its conjunct. In the statement P conjuncts Q, the symbol for conjunction is this one. If you could see the symbol, it signifies conjunction, and that is read as P and Q, or we could say this one as P but Q. The keyword there are and but. These two words indicates conjunction. Example, the water is cold, Miguel drank the water. So let us make the statement into its conjunction. The water is cold and Miguel drank it. In the statement, it uses and, so therefore, it connects the two statements, it conjuncts. So this is an example of a conjunction. The second one, we also have disjunction. It is a compound proposition that combines two simple propositions called its conjuncts. P disjuncts Q. The symbol for disjunction is this one. And that is read as P or Q. So the keyword there is the word or. Let's have another example for this one. 3 is a positive number. 3 is an odd integer. P disjuncts Q. So let us have first this statement. 3 is a positive number or an odd integer. Take note that in this statement, we use the word or to connect two statements or two propositions. Therefore, this is under disjunction. And take note, do not forget the symbol for disjunction. The next one, we also have conditional proposition. So conditional proposition is also called as implication. It combines two simple propositions called the premise and conclusion. And the symbol for conditional proposition is an arrow like this one. An arrow pointing the second statement. Take note that if this is the case, our P is our premise and our Q is our conclusion. And this is read as if P then not Q. I mean if P then Q. So in this statement, the word if and then implies conditional proposition. The first statement will serve as the premise and the second statement will serve as our conclusion. Or it can be read as P implies Q. Example, the water is cold, Miguel drank the water. In the statement, let us identify its conditional proposition. P implies Q. If the water is cold, then Miguel drank it. In the statement, we use if and then, and after the word if is our premise, and after the word then is our conclusion. Thank you so much.